Hello Enrique, Jad Hobeika, welcome to our showroom in Paris.
Et l'histoire de la maison George Hobeika, c'est avant tout une histoire de famille. Comment ça a commencé?
L'inspiration de la maison, elle a commencé avec ma grand-mère. Elle était couturière à Beyrouth. À Sénéchil, c'est une ville très petite à Beyrouth. And it's very crowded. Elle faisait des robes pour ses clients dans le quartier. Mon papa, il l'aidait. Il était très petit ici. Mon père, c'est le plus jeune de 8 enfants. Il était le plus petit de la famille et il l'aidait à chercher des tissus, de faire des trucs à la main pour qu'elle puisse faire les robes pour ses clientes. And he was very in love with ce que sa maman elle faisait en fait. Et après, il a grandi et il a décidé de voyager. Il est venu ici à Paris. Enfin, il a fait des stages dans des maisons de couture et il était trop inspiré par la mode. Il est revenu au Liban. En 1995, il a ouvert la marque Hobeika. The story continued until now. This one was the spring-summer 2023. It was the couture collection, and this collection meant a lot to me because it was really the conversation was about family connection, love, outings, small talks. It was the title was Small Talk, so we had a lot of people, a lot of friends of the house were in the collection.
Cette grand-mère, elle est importante pour vous. Qu'est-ce qu'elle représente?
So my grandma is a very, very strong woman. She had to raise 8 kids without a husband, and she had to work day and night to make this happen. Really, my father, until now, he's very grateful for everything his mother has done for him because she's such a beautiful personality, and at the same time, she's someone who's very dedicated, and she's literally a workaholic. She's workaholic. She loves to work all the time. Until now she still works, by the way. She still wants my dad to send her over some little beads so she can put them in the threads at home. It's kind of her hobby now. So and my father was very, very much inspired by his mother. Il l'adorait. He really got inspired by everything she does. She reflected the kind of the Arab woman for him, that is the supportive person behind all of his success, basically. It's one of my favorite pieces ever that I've done for Hobeika. Because I wanted something that is so sharp. I wanted the look to look, if you're looking from far, it's just a block, that's sharp. Crazy for me. It's the mixture of the sun and the darkness of the night.
Vous avez 19 ans quand vous rejoignez la maison de couture de votre père. Est-ce que c'est un choix ou un destin tracé que vous deviez suivre?
First of all, my dad is a very supportive human, and he's like my best friend. He's not someone who's really puts oppression on us, or he makes us do things that we don't want to do or whatever, do whatever you want, and I support you. And I decided to join basically the house, but at the beginning I wasn't sure if I'm gonna do fashion or not. I was really impressed by creating characters, making women feel empowered, creating a persona basically that is only in my mind, and how I imagine women to be. So it was a personal choice, I would say, and we're here now. This one is one of my second collections that I worked. I traveled to Sardinia, the Italian island, and I was obsessed with just the Mediterranean vibe there, this feeling of just the sun and the cocktails and everything. This was inspired from an ice cream.
Aujourd'hui, vous êtes à la direction de la création avec votre père. Comment vous travaillez ensemble?
Every collection has its own kind of direction, I would say. We create based on our emotions. So if I feel oh my God, I need to say this or I need to do that, I would go and propose the idea for George. First we start with the theme, so we talked about so many messages, and every theme has something really deep behind it, because we don't like to create just commercially. We like to feel what we are doing in a way. So everything we do is really the feeling. For example, I went through a period of major anxiety, and then after it I created a collection that's called Vamp, which is a vampire collection, which is a symbolism of how the vampire sucks the energy out of you and all of these things. So it's kind of this is the same feeling that you feel during anxiety and all of these things. So every collection has really like a deep meaning that or I was going through or George was going through at the time, and we kind of combine these things and like we collaborate and we talk about it. And this is an example of collaboration between me and my father. So basically what I drew, I did this exact same silhouette and I wanted the shape, but it was just satin duchesse everywhere. So it wasn't like with embroidery, it wasn't with anything. And then Josh created this kind of paillette, okay, that was laser cut in Switzerland. And we shipped it to Lebanon and we were super obsessed with it. And then we were discussing the collection and then we were like, okay, what about we change the look and we do the bow in this material that we really like. And we really liked it. And then we were like, but I think if we really like present a very impactful silver look, I think it would be much more interesting for a couture collection because this is like literally an art piece. So we wanted to go crazy with it and then it came to this.
Comment avez-vous trouvé votre place dans ces ateliers?
At the beginning, it was funny because I used to be kind of like a judgmental person in the house. I used to be like, I don't like this, I don't like that. I wasn't really like working on things. I was like young, you know, I was studying here in Paris and I used to go to Lebanon and like tell them, I don't like the shoe, why don't you put this, why don't you put that? Because I have kind of like my personal vision of what I love in fashion, you know, so I wanted to like modify small things at the beginning, you know, like small details, like I don't like this color, I don't like this fabric. Out of nowhere, I started drawing. It wasn't like something that was planned or I had to do something about it. I just started drawing and I started showing my father like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And then he was like, this is nice, this is not, this I don't like. When I started with him, it was like we were doing a collection for the couture and we were very late in the collection and I wasn't like really satisfied about like the outcome, you know. I started kind of like sitting with the studio and working with the team and everything, and like I wasn't really excited about the outcome. I was like, okay, it's gonna be like basic, it's not gonna be that interesting and everything. So I asked him, I told him, can I do something? Like, can I create something and I'll show you and we'll see if we go with that. And then I created this collection. It was the first one. This is where I started. It went crazy and everybody started like, you know, like talking about the brand at the time. And like, since then we didn't stop.
Vous êtes libanais. Est-ce que votre terre d'origine vous inspire?
Bien sûr. Le Liban, c'est la plage, c'est la vie, c'est la montagne, c'est tous ces éléments qui sont vraiment magnifiques. C'est un pays qui est magnifique. It's not really helpful avec tous les problèmes qui se passent au Liban, d'être concentré sur un seul truc et d'être in a way happy parce qu'il y a trop de problèmes tout le temps. Il y a trop de distractions every single time. Or electricity or water, the political problems. It's beautiful, but like we wish we didn't have these distractions to be much more like happy, you know, in this country, because Lebanese people deserve to be happy and deserve to be like really comfortable in this country. So I wanted these colors. George is very technical with the embroidery, so he literally like took the colors that I like and made them in such a beautiful way. And then out of this, he wanted to create another simple version, like dress, because we really liked the embroidery, so we recreated this together.
Et quelle place Paris occupe dans votre cœur? C'est une ville importante?
Of course, Paris is like the city of fashion, first of all. Like I have most of the brands that inspired me, like do their shows here since I was a kid. The city is a piece of art, you know, all of it. Wherever you walk, it's just so beautiful. So whenever I am in Paris, I'm mesmerized by it. Wherever you walk, you go to buy anything, just look at the city. It's just wonderful, you know. So this mask went viral. This mask, yeah, because it's the one and only Beyoncé wore it. The last collection was called A Dream. So we really wanted to highlight this feeling of like euphoria that. Or this beautiful feeling where like you go to sleep and you go through a very beautiful dream. So we created this mask. Beyoncé wore it to her concert. It's a lot of work. There's like thread embroidery and there's also beadings and everything.
Vous avez une collection couture qui est très importante puisqu'elle fait partie de l'ADN de la maison. Est-ce que vous pouvez nous parler de l'inspiration que vous avez pour créer vos pièces?
Me working with Hobeika was like always me going back to the archives of what like my father has done all of his life, you know, when he started the brand until now. So because as a co-creative director, I cannot just come here and like tell you, oh, okay, I want to do like this. If I want to create like my own idea, it's but like I have to really respect like the brand and where it's going, in what direction. So I go back to the archives, I study the archives. At the beginning, I studied the archives very much. Like every day I was looking at everything he was doing, all the details, what are the colors, why did you mix this color with this color, why it's like that, why it looked like that, what was the meaning behind it, why did you select this fabric, not that, you know? It's a very beautiful source of inspiration, I would say, for me to kind of like respect the DNA of the brand and at the same time implement something new that I think is more relatable to what we live right now, you know. So
vous avez aussi une ligne de prêt-à-porter. Est-ce que vous pouvez nous en dire un peu plus?
Of course. So basically, the ready-to-wear line at the time it wasn't really done in a way that is like genre c'était petit. When I joined, we had this conversation of like really taking the ready-to-wear to, in a way, another level. Make our clients feel that they can have pieces in our house that are not necessarily couture, but like that are also made with so much love and with so much passion and like made with so much craftsmanship that is like just beautiful to look at. Yeah, so we started that and thank God the ready-to-wear is really successful right now.
Dans quelques jours à peine, vous allez présenter votre prochaine collection couture à la Fashion Week Haute Couture de Paris. Est-ce qu'on peut avoir quelques détails?
No, at all, because this collection is very like close to my heart. It's a collection that I'm doing to honor a lot of women that inspired me in my life and that a huge influence to what I am right now as a human. Yeah, you're gonna love it. You're gonna dance, I think. You're welcome. Thank you.